Hi and welcome. I am your virtual host, Eddie, and I don't get why gold and silver have been fighting for power for like 5,000 years. So let's ask our Professor Money.
Then let's start with something you'll like. Two metals that look kind of similar, but their stories shaped empires, killed currencies, and changed who got rich and who got crushed.
Sounds dramatic. I thought gold was just shiny and silver was the cheaper version.
And that's the mistake people made for thousands of years. Gold and silver were never just metals, they were weapons. They decided who ruled, who lost wars, and even which taxes people hated the most.
Wait, metals decided wars? That sounds wild.
Not just wars, whole civilizations, and this is where the battle starts. For most of history, gold stood for power, stability, and international trade. Silver was the metal for everyday life. It paid workers, bought bread, paid soldiers, and kept economies running.
So gold was the king and silver was the guy doing all the actual work.
Exactly. And that imbalance is the root of this 5,000-year fight.
So who started it? Like, what's the earliest round of this metal boxing match?
The first known round happened in ancient Mesopotamia. It worked a lot like today's money systems, where most people use one type of currency for daily life, while governments and big institutions rely on something more stable in the background. People valued silver as the real money long before gold became famous. Silver was measured by weight and used in contracts, loans, taxes, and wages.
So silver was the OG money.
Yes, gold was rare, beautiful, and symbolic, but silver was practical. Silver kept the economy moving. Gold was more like high-level power money. And then Egypt stepped into the story.
Let me guess, they loved gold?
More than loved it. They worshipped it. Egyptians believed gold was the flesh of the gods. The pharaohs used gold to show divine power. Huge temples were filled with gold decorations.
And silver?
Funny enough, silver was even rare in Egypt at the time. They had way more gold, but they didn't care. Gold was status. Gold was cosmic. Silver was just metal.
So depending on the civilization, the score was different.
Yes, but things got intense with the Greeks.
Of course they did.
The Greeks made the first huge political split between the two metals. Gold was too valuable and scarce to use for general trade. Silver became the money of the people. Athens minted silver coins from the Laurian mines. That silver funded their navy, which won wars.
And that navy shaped history.
Exactly. Silver literally built empires. But gold stayed the metal of diplomacy. When you wanted to pay another kingdom or secure a treaty, you sent gold.
So both metals mattered, but for totally different things.
Yes, but the real drama started when empires tried to force the metals to behave the way they wanted.
Sounds like they tried to hack the economy.
They did, and it backfired. Hard.
Let me guess, Rome.
Rome. Always Rome. Rome built its economy on a mix of gold and silver coins. One clear example is the denarius losing almost all of its silver content over about 2 centuries, which made prices shoot up because people stopped trusting the currency. But silver was the backbone. The everyday currency was the denarius. The problem started when Rome grew too big.
Too many roads to build?
Too many soldiers to pay, too many wars, too much corruption. So the emperors started reducing the silver content of coins. Less real silver, same face value.
Fake money.
Exactly, and that's when gold's role became even more important. Gold coins like the aureus held their value better. The rich stored wealth in gold, the poor got stuck with the melting down silver coin, and trust collapsed.
So this battle caused inflation.
One of the earliest known huge inflations. Silver lost respect because leaders abused it. Gold became the safe metals.
So gold won that round.
For a while, but fast forward to the Middle Ages.
New fighters enter the ring.
Exactly. Europe ran out of silver. Population grew, trade increased, and silver mines dried out. That meant silver became more expensive. But gold came from Africa through trade routes, and its supply was increasing.
So the roles flipped.
Yes. The gold-silver ratio shifted so much that governments panicked. Many tried to fix the ratio by law. They set a number like 12 to 1 or 15 to 1.
But that never works, right?
Never. When you fix a price, people will move the real metal somewhere else where it's priced better. Silver disappeared from countries that undervalued it and moved to countries that overvalued it.
So this became a global arbitrage game.
And Europe was stuck in it for centuries.
But what about the famous Spanish silver?
Now we enter one of the biggest turning points in the battle. This is the moment where the world's destiny suddenly shifts. Because what happens next doesn't just change Europe, it reshapes the entire global flow of wealth. The New World.
Ah, yes. Conquistadors, gold, silver, chaos.
The Spanish found huge amounts of silver in the Americas, especially in Potosi, in modern Bolivia. That mountain alone produced so much silver that global prices crashed.
Too much supply.
Yes, Europe got flooded with silver. China loved silver for taxes, so global trade exploded. For the first time in history, silver became the world's global reserve metal.
So silver won that round.
It dominated for almost 300 years. Gold stayed important, but silver drove trade.
But something changes later because today gold is the winner again.
Exactly. The next shift happens during the rise of modern banking.
Let me guess. The gold standard.
Correct. As nations industrialized, they needed stable, trusted money. Gold was ideal because it was rare, durable, and easily standardized. Countries like Britain adopted gold-backed money. Silver couldn't keep up.
Why not?
Two reasons. First, new silver mines appeared around the world. The supply exploded and prices dropped. Second, gold was more concentrated among powerful nations that ran international trade.
So gold became the global boss?
Yes, by 1900, most major economies used the gold standard. Silver had been demoted.
But people still use silver coins.
True, but the system behind the coins was gold. And then World War I happened.
War always ruins money.
It destroyed the gold standard. Countries printed money to pay for war. Gold fled banks. After the war, they tried to return to gold, but it was impossible.
And then the Great Depression hit.
Yes, and silver's role collapsed further when the U.S. removed silver certificates and shifted its system toward full government-controlled money.
And gold?
Gold kept its symbolic power. Even after governments stopped using it in daily money, they kept giant reserves to stabilize currencies.
So where's the battle today?
Today, gold is seen as the safe store of value. Central banks hoard it. Investors treat it as crisis protection. Silver behaves more like an industrial metal. It's used in solar panels, electronics, batteries.
So gold is the old king and silver is the tech worker.
Exactly. But silver still reacts to economic fear. People often buy silver during uncertainty because it's cheaper.
So the battle isn't over.
No, it moved into a new phase. Gold versus silver is now about perception. Gold is stability. Silver is opportunity.
Let me ask you something simple. Which one is better?
That depends. Gold holds value over centuries. Silver reacts more aggressively and can rise faster when demand spikes.
So one is slow and steady and one is wild?
Yes, and that's how it's always been.
After 5,000 years, the battle continues, just like I said at the start when I didn't get why these metals fought for power in the first place.
And it will keep going as long as humans value trust, wealth, and shiny metal.
And that's the crazy part. Two metals shaped history more than most people ever learn.
Exactly. And understanding that gives you a real look into how money works.
Thanks, Professor Money. I think I finally get why gold and silver fought this long war.
And the next chapter hasn't even started yet.
If you want to learn more, hit subscribe.